Okay, guys, welcome back. It's still the same day for us. I don't know, it might be a different day for you, depending on when I upload this. But we are going to continue on with some of our horror movies that Keith has hauled and our coffee. It's been nice and quiet around here this morning. Only had one telemarketing call so far, so we're just going to carry on.
Oh, before we look at those, we watched Hubie Halloween last night. What do you think of it?
I thought it was funny.
I did too. I liked it.
I mean, it wasn't like anything...
The funniest stuff I think in there was the old woman's t-shirts.
Yeah, his mother's t-shirts were cracking me up. So that's what I was going to say. It's definitely, it's PG-13, and I can see that because there's a little bit of stuff in it that is a little racy for the littler children, but I think they might not get it. So they could watch it and not necessarily know that there was something inappropriate.
It's weird, though, because it is, like, oriented as a family movie, but it's still got that Adam Sandler touch to it. Mm-hmm. But people, man, apparently hate that movie. I mean, you can look at
a lot of people don't like it.
But I thought it was hilarious, man.
Yeah, we were laughing a lot with it.
I don't know.
It's just goofy, you know what I mean? There wasn't anything... It was just goofy and funny and nice little escape.
But though Adam Sandler, not everything he makes is a gem, but man, he has made some great movies over the years.
I know.
Man.
I enjoyed that.
I don't know how many times I've quoted stuff from...
The price is wrong, bitch.
Right. Happy Gilmore, man, was absolutely... Aren't you even going to eat your breakfast?
I love 50 First Dates. That's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. And we love Blended. Oh, yeah. Blended was really good.
Man, there's such a magic between Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. Honestly, man, I wish that... Yeah, that...
Here, scoot closer to me. Just a little bit, so that your head's not cut off.
But the Wedding Singer, I don't know how many times we quote stuff.
I love the Wedding Singer.
But
Wedding Singer's
so
great.
they've made 3 together, right? Drew Barrymore.
I think so.
Wedding Singer, 50 First Dates, and
Blended.
And I mean, Blended kind of flew under the radar, but even that one's hilarious, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Man.
So we liked Hubie Halloween on Netflix.
I liked it.
Everybody else might hate it. We don't care.
Yeah, that's right. All right, on to the stack.
On to the next stack. Okay,
so this was, actually, I have this magic ability to pretend like movies never happened. I mean, but now I've switched it to where they happened, but they happened in an alternate universe. Like, Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 happened. Terminator 3 did not happen, but if it did, it happened in an alternate universe, and that's not really what happened. It ended with Terminator 2. That's how it is. This is how I was by Alien 3, because at the beginning of it, they kill off 2 of the most likable characters from Aliens, and Alien and Alien 2, or Alien and Aliens are 2 of my favorite movies, and they were absolute classics. But you ask, why do you buy something if you... Because it actually has some pretty good scenes in it, but it happened in an alternate universe. It did not happen in the same universe. Just remember that. Alien.
You might wonder why I don't comment, because I don't like movies that take place on spaceships.
You like Aliens.
It's okay, but it's not my favorite, because I don't like movies that take place on spaceships.
Plus it was like $3 on Edward R. Hamilton, so it was super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So we really like this one, because we've watched this one a couple times.
What is it?
JeruZalem.
I love that movie. Keith got that for me. Okay, so the first time we watched that was on Netflix.
With a Z.
Netflix. And I believe it's still on there. Maybe, I don't know. But it's another found footage, and it is so good. It's about 2 girls that go to Jerusalem for a vacation, which I didn't even know that was a thing. People going to Jerusalem for a vacation, like young people, and
like to party, like
but down. Basically, what happens while they're there is
the apocalypse.
The apocalypse begins. The seals are broken and everything. And they're right at ground zero when that happens, and it was really good. I really liked the movie. I really liked the end.
There's like zombies.
So in my opinion,
demons.
That is 100% found footage done right.
Yeah.
It is really good.
But yeah, it's a good one.
The girl has some kind of high-tech glasses that her dad gives her, where she can come in. It's like they have the internet on them. She can make a phone call, connect with her family, stuff like that. All on these like high-tech glasses, and you see a lot of the movie through the point of view of those glasses. It's really good though. I liked it.
This one we watched a few years ago.
I don't remember that.
And I don't think we were crazy about it, but again, it was like $2. But
so,
it's for around Halloween. Hellions, and it's basically a tormented woman gets tormented even worse on Halloween by these little creatures.
I don't
you
remember
see, like, the
that.
little creatures.
I don't remember it.
Well, then we'll have to watch it again.
What? I don't remember this. Chloe Rose and Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick was the Terminator, right?
Yeah, he was the T-1000, whereas Arnold was the T-800 model.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie. But like I said, a lot of stuff runs together for me, and I don't recognize the title, but once we start watching it, I'm like, oh, we've seen this before.
This one we've never seen. Again, it was like super cheap on Edward R. Hamilton, but it looks pretty good. Sector 7, even in 3D, and it's like a...
Which we don't have a 3D television, so
we will one day. We will one day, I promise you.
Yeah,
I promise you, my good lady.
That's what I'm sitting around pining away for us to have a 3D television. Can't you tell? I'm just like, that's what I'm.
But it's basically
really
a oil rig crew, as you can see the oil rig there. Oil rig crew and a underwater monster. So that's always a great combination.
Absolutely.
One of the best underwater monster movies ever. Well, actually, a couple were Deep Star 6 with Greg Evigan. That's like when he kind of made his comeback in the 80s, and he had grown a beard after BJ and the Bear.
I didn't know he made a comeback. Oh, was he on My Two Dads? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but he was BJ from BJ and the
Bear. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
And then Leviathan.
Is he BJ or the Bear?
Remember?
I'm kidding.
Remember Leviathan?
Yes.
That was a good one. Peter Weller, Meg Foster.
But Meg Foster looks terrible now.
I digress. Yeah, she does.
She looks awful.
Okay.
She used to be so striking with those eyes, and now she looks hideous.
So this was the last one of the VHS movies that ever came out. I mean, that's the actual title is VHS, and they're all found footage.
How many is there a total?
This is the third one. I think 3 is what came out.
First one is the best, I think.
Is it the first one or the second one? But even this one is really good, though. But they're
anthologies.
The stories are super, super creepy, man. But the one where those investigative reporters are...
Oh, that cult.
The cult, yeah. Man.
Is that on that one?
No, I think that's either on 1 or 2. But they're all... It's anthologies. It's usually like 4 stories, maybe 5.
Which one has the aliens, the kids at the house and the aliens?
I think it's either the first or the second one. That's a good one.
It's not the first one.
This one, the best one here that I like, is the one where the skateboarders are out. And I don't know if they're in Mexico or where it is, but...
I think it's Mexico. Somewhere in South America.
Basically, they're out skating around on... like, they're out in the middle of...
skate park.
Yeah, it's like a skate park. And for some reason, all of a sudden, these things that look like the tombs of the blind dead creatures like come out and try to catch them and stuff.
They might not know what the tombs of the blind dead
Well, then they're gonna have to look it up. Those are classic movies as well. I can get those out and show them sometime.
Yeah.
We love horror movies.
Do you want me to take over so you can drink some of your coffee? Or
no, I'm good.
Okay.
Here, you want to talk about that one?
Well, I haven't seen these.
I know.
So this is this is gonna be a great one. This is Robert the Doll triple feature. Okay, so it has 3 Robert the Doll movies. It has Robert, The Curse of Robert, and Robert and the...
Toy Maker.
I don't have my glasses on. Robert and the Toy Maker. So this is how we came to purchase this movie, because he wanted to watch... It's based on that doll that's in the Florida Keys, I think, isn't it? Where it stays in a museum in the Florida Keys. where you're supposed to, you can go visit it, but if you like,
You have to pay respect.
yeah,
to
if you were disrespectful for it, then you're cursed. And it was on Zach Bagans'
if you
Haunted
laugh at it
Museum
or
something
touch
like
it
that.
or anything like that.
So every time they had this Robert, the first one, Robert the doll, at the Family Video, and every time we went there, Keith wanted to watch it, and it was always gone. So basically, someone has stolen the copy and never brought it back. So you would think they would at least take the empty box off the shelf, but they didn't. So I mean, for like months, Keith was like, "Go check and see if Robert the doll is in." It never was. So finally, he just broke down and bought this for probably what, $1.98 or.
It was really cheap. Yeah.
So we haven't watched these yet, but you know they're going to be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. This one was good though. We liked that one. Funhouse Massacre. I know you probably don't remember, but it was fun.
Who's in it? Robert Englund?
Robert Englund, yeah. But it's...
Robert Englund's in anything. If I gave Robert Englund $140, he'd come over here and have coffee talk with us, probably.
I'll have to look into that. But it says, on Halloween night, a group of the United States' most notorious serial killers escapes from Statesville Asylum and descends upon a giant funhouse whose theme is based on their different reigns of terror.
Oh, yes, I do
The
remember
unsuspecting carnival patrons think that the carnage created at the park is just part of the show until they become part of the main attraction.
it. Yeah, I remember that.
That was pretty good, though. Alright. The Darkman Trilogy. I don't remember much about the sequels, but I do remember the original one with Liam Neeson, and I know he's not in the sequels. Jeff Fahey takes over his part as Darkman, but I don't know. I think they're all pretty entertaining from what I remember. The first one was pretty good.
Yeah, I can't really recall much about the first one, and that's probably the only one I've seen.
And that's back when Liam Neeson was just like getting started.
Who's Billy Zane? What movie is that with Billy Zane in it? He's a superhero.
He was the Phantom.
The Phantom.
Yeah.
I was kind of getting it confused.
Yeah, that's a kind of a hidden gem too. The Phantom. That was a good one. That's based on one of the old superheroes. It's been around for decades.
I like Billy Zane in Demon Knight.
Yeah, he's classic.
So what I'm going to do is,
a great actor,
anytime
man.
Keith shows a movie, I'm not going to talk about that movie. I'm just going to talk about the 4 movies that it reminds
Right.
me of.
But Billy Zane, he's a great actor, man. He's like I think when they did The Phantom, they were trying to launch him as a leading man.
Well, Titanic, too, he had potential to become, but
Right.
something went terribly wrong with his career.
Because they even had, what's Michael Douglas's wife's name?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Even at like the height of her career, they had her as the villainess in The Phantom. But Billy Zane's a great actor, man. We
He's
watched
fun.
a pretty good low-budget horror movie with him.
Yeah, he pops up in a lot of like low-budget
What was
horror.
it? The Ghost of Penny Lane or Ghost of
Something
like that Lane. I'll have to look for that one. That was a pretty good one too. All right. Anyways, I digress.
As usual.
My coffee's kicking in. All right. So these are 2. I'll just put them together because this is also one of my guilty pleasures.
This is West of Hell, a.k.a. Suckfest.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie.
And this one is Dead Justice, which isn't bad, but they're both super low budget. And I love westerns. I mean, I love westerns, and I love horror. And usually, just like a peanut butter cup, like the old commercial, you know, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter, and you got my peanut butter in your chocolate, you would think it would be a great mesh.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes. Bone
Tomahawk.
Tomahawk is excellent. What a horror western should be.
Kurt Russell, fantastic.
But this one's not too terrible, but this one, yeah, is pretty
It
bad.
has Tony Todd in it. It's really, I didn't even finish it. I went to bed.
Yeah.
I was like, forget this, I'm out.
Because it was kind of hard to understand what was going on.
Because they had no plot,
Yeah.
lazy writing, craptastic.
Now there's one that's out right now that I really want to see, but when I look it up, it's got like terrible ratings. People say the longer it goes on, the worse it gets, but it's called The Pale Door, and I think Fangoria magazine actually made the movie, and they just show bunch of train robbers After their carnage, they find a trunk, and they open up the trunk, and there's a woman in it. And I think
Is
it's
she a witch or a vampire?
I don't know if
or
it's
something like
witches, werewolves, or what it is, but I want to see it. But I don't think I'm going to buy it. Or if I do, it's going to be super cheap. But
that? Right, because it's probably nowhere near the masterpiece that Robert the Doll triple feature is. So of course we wouldn't spend our money on that.
Yeah, well, we may watch that and you might be crazy about it. You never know.
That's true.
All right, here's another one. Morella's Blood Flood, a triple avalanche of horror and an all-night terrorama.
It's a blood flood and an all-night terrorama.
And Morella, which is that gal there,
Oh my gosh.
is like a horror movie hostess. I don't know if she's from the 90s or...
I don't know. Look at these. Look at that. That's what she's there for, just to show the boobs. She's like Elvira, but not.
And the 3 movies that are on there are Grave of the Vampire with William Smith. Boris Karloff heads south of the border to Mexico for House of Evil. And finally, What's a Creepy Night at the Movies Without Something from Schlockmeister par excellence Andy Milligan. Here, Marella unveils Guru the Mad Monk. So there's 3 that I've never seen that are hosted by a horror hostess that I've never seen. But they might be fun, you know.
With giant hooters.
Oh yeah, I didn't really notice those.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't notice those at all.
Uh,
He's only in it for the horror, not the
right.
hooters.
That sounds like a t-shirt. We gotta make those up and sell them. But sometimes movies are so bad they're good.
Yeah, and they're fun.
Sometimes they're so bad they're terrible.
That they make you mad, like
they
that.
Make you,
Dead Justice. No, West of Hell.
There's movies that actually make me so mad that I absolutely, when I saw,
that's so funny.
When I saw The Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp, which I'm sure a whole lot of people are going to disagree with me.
That movie's terrible.
But when I saw that movie, I said that they should have to tie up the whole entire cast and crew of that movie and publicly whip them for making that movie and what they did to the Lone Ranger, man.
Yeah, that movie was
Lone Ranger is such
really,
a great
really
character.
bad.
With that one.
Really, really bad.
All right. So here's 3 from one of the greatest Italian horror directors ever, which I know there's a bunch of them, but still, Dario Argento, and he's made some pretty enjoyable movies over the years, but here's one of his early ones, Deep Red, The Hatchet Murders.
Now I get confused about that one. I get confused which one that one is.
Well, I can't tell you because it'll give away the plot.
Okay.
Basically, it's about a killer.
I know that.
And it's part of a giallo, which is kind of like
is that the one where the guy's
Italian,
looking out his window and there's like the courtyard down below and a fountain and okay.
Yes.
Okay, I know which one that is.
Yeah. But a giallo is kind of like Italian suspense, murder, mystery, detective. I don't know if I'm describing it
like
right.
a novella in Spanish, like one of the Spanish novellas,
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah. Somebody could probably tell me exactly what it means, but it's part of the giallo experience. So, there's that one. This one is an absolute horror classic. Suspiria. The original Suspiria, not that remake that was awful, which they should have took the cast and crew and publicly whipped them.
Actually, I know for a fact somebody that's going to be watching this video loves that remake. And I like you anyways, even though you don't like it, or even though you liked it. Nicole, that girl I talked to, you know, the one in Ohio, she loves the remake. She loves it. I don't understand, Nicole. I thought we were friends. I'm kidding.
But Suspiria is the first part of what Dario Argento called the Three Sisters trilogy. And it's Suspiria is the first and the best. Suspiria is just an absolute horror classic, and even the like pounding soundtrack.
Is it Goblin or no?
Yeah, I think it might be Goblin. Yeah, it is Goblin. It makes you feel so unnerved that like you're waiting for something to happen at any minute, and then when you least expect it, something super terrible does happen.
And the blood is super, super bright red. That's something, if you're new to
that hammer blood.
You have to get used to that. It's like really fake looking blood. It's like super, super, super bright orangey red.
Yeah. but it is an absolute classic.
It's good.
And I mean, it's scary. The other two movies, Inferno was the second one, and then years later he made The Mother of Tears, and both of them are decent movies, but nothing. Suspiria, the original Suspiria, is excellent though. But basically, it's about witches,
I love witch movies.
and it's good.
Except for Lords of Salem. I do not like that
That was
movie.
terrible.
That movie is awful.
And then he did this one not too terribly long ago, but Dario Argento's Dracula.
Have we seen that? Had
Yeah.
I watched it?
Yeah, but it's been a while. But Rutger Hauer
Oh, yeah.
is in it.
He can be kind of creepy.
This is
Rutger
actually a
Hauer.
pretty
Is he
decent
still
movie.
alive?
No, he passed
That's what I
away.
thought.
I think this past year. Thanks again, 2020.
2020 is a suck fest.
Yeah. But Dario Argento, he's made a ton of classics. I mean, they're not all great, but they're, again, sometimes something is so bad it's good.
And you're gonna, and if you're new to him, they're dubbed, so the mouths don't always match up with the words, and you just gotta. That's
Yeah.
just something about Italian horror that you have to accept, and it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I think most of the time they get it pretty close.
Dario Argento, too, he did the thing where, like Alfred Hitchcock would always make cameos in his movies. Dario Argento, whenever you're watching a movie and the killer, you see his hands, like the black gloved hands, that's always Dario Argento. Just like Mel Gibson, when he made The Passion of Christ, he made the whole movie, but his little cameo was he wanted to be the hand that's holding the nail that when they do the hammer because of symbolism, you know, and everything. Like, yeah.
Like Stephen King has to be in all his movies.
Yeah.
What did we just watch? Oh, Mr. Mercedes.
Yeah, Mr. Mercedes. He got a little flash in the diner or whatever.
Yeah, and he looked so bad. I actually, for a split second, I was like, man, nobody would have a lady that old working in a diner, and then it was Stephen King. He looked so bad. We just recently watched the first season of Mr. Mercedes, and it was pretty good. And then we watched The Outsider, and that ended up terrible. It had good potential, and it went terribly wrong. It was one of those ones that's so bad it makes you angry, in my opinion. And what else have we watched?
They do a thing, though, with those shows that I know it's one of those things when they're selling it to whatever studio is doing it. They do a thing where they like give them so many episodes and then they pad them, and it's like they could finish the story in probably 4 episodes, but they stretch it into 10 episodes.
And they make characters that were not in the books
Yeah,
when they're based on books. And I read both Mr. Mercedes and The Outsider, and both I really enjoyed those books. I enjoyed the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, and I enjoyed The Outsider a lot. And it just really bothers me that they like make up these characters that don't even have anything to do with the story, and then they end up pulling you away from how good it could be. It drives me nuts.
Well, The Outsider started out so good. I mean, even this, because you were always telling me about the book, but I didn't read it. But when we started watching the show, like the first 4 episodes are like captivating, man. I was like, I can't wait to watch the next one and everything. And then all of a sudden, like right in the middle of it, it just starts treading water, and people are just sitting around talking about stuff that doesn't further the plot along.
Right.
They keep going back, like the strip club. They keep going back there over and over again. There's like nothing going on other than chicks stripping, which I guess people could check that out. But
you would never, though, would
Ben
you?
Ben Mendelsohn, who was absolutely fantastic in Star Wars Rogue One as Orson Krennic, the villain, as the lead detective in The Outsider. But even, I mean, it's just, man, it's terrible by the time it's over. It's just, I don't know what they were thinking, man. They lost their steam or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. If only it could be like a Hubie Halloween.
Right. I was just thinking about the t-shirts on his mother. They're all extremely inappropriate t-shirts that his mom buys at a thrift store, and they have all these slogans on them that your mother should not be wearing, basically.
Well, she's so clueless. That's what's funny
Right.
about it.
She has no idea what it means.
She's like, can you believe this shirt only costs 50 cents?
I know. Okay, well, we'll go. So this was part 2. Hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you guys think. Oh, and there's still more to come. Trust me.
Yeah.
Lots more. I also got a bunch of candles, and I was going to make him do a video with me with the candles because
Are you going to wear a black hooded robe?
I should, huh? That'd be interesting. All right, we will have more, so let us know what you guys think. Question or comment below. And I can link these in the description section. I'll see if I can find them. Some of these you probably got at Edward R. Hamilton, didn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Amazon.
I'll put the link to Hamilton book, and also, but then I'll link them to Amazon if they're available on there, just so you know. And yeah, so check the description box if you're interested in any of these gems, like Robert the Doll or the wonderful West of Hell that sucked.
There are some.
That's 49 cents you don't want to waste.
There's
trust me.
There's more than one good horror western though, but it's kind of it's hard to get it right.
Right.
But dude, anytime you can take monsters and ghosts and cowboys and Indians, you got yourself a match, or it should be match made in heaven, at least for the viewer like me. So.
For sure. Okay, we're out. We'll see you in the next one.
See you guys.